This is the regular meeting of the Mobile City Council, Tuesday, August 1st. Please stand for our invocation led by Reverend Lavon C. Manzi, District 2 City Council Representative, and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let us pray. Gracious God, we come thankful for life, for health, for liberty, and strength, asking that you look down upon this council, upon our mayor, upon our citizens, that you bind us together with your grace, your mercy, and your love. Bless the things of our hands, the activities of our hearts, and the sentiments of our beings, asking that you would make us a stronger Mobile in a way that only you can. These are the blessings we ask. In your name we pray. Amen. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. President Gregory.
Here.
Vice President Richardson.
Here.
Councilmember Manzi.
Here.
Councilmember Small.
Here.
Councilmember Williams.
Here.
Councilmember Daves.
Here.
Councilmember Rich.
Here.
Statement of rules.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good to see you here this first day of August. Our council rules are very simple. We ask everyone to please turn off all of your electronic devices. If you come to the podium to speak, please give us your name and address for the record. You'll also have 5 minutes. At the end of 4 minutes, you'll hear the buzzer. That's your indication to begin wrapping things up. If you have questions or concerns, please address those to me. I'm the chair, and I will ask the appropriate member of the administration or council to try to resolve those issues and concerns at that time. So again, thank you so much for coming. We look forward to meeting some special guests just ahead. Ms. Lambert?
Approval of minutes of July 25th.
So move.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Communications from the mayor.
Well, good morning. It's good
morning.
to see everybody here this morning. I had an opportunity yesterday and earlier this morning to talk about the trip to Miami to meet with Carnival. The news is out there that we were successful in getting an extension of the contract that we presently have with a couple of minor tweaks. What that really means is that there'll be the Fantasy will continue to sail out of Mobile until next December. Many of you know that maybe track this, though, that they are accepting bookings and reservations way past that point in time, which is a very good indicator. Carnival, the message we receive from them is that they are very satisfied with what's going on at the port. The way they're being treated, the way their customers are being treated, from the baggage handling, how they're processed through customs. So the customers are having a great experience, and that's what Carnival expects the city of Mobile to deliver. We're very fortunate. There are about 200, matter of fact, there are 209 people employed at the cruise terminal. Some are longshoremen, some are customs, some are security. But that's 209 jobs that I know those people and individuals are very excited about it. You know, there are others that are involved with Carnival. Visit Mobile is out there in the market all the time, working with various travel agents to promote the cruising out of Mobile. So I think it just continues to build. It's been actually 22 months since we came back from Carnival, and a lot of ships have sailed. Since then, we've completely refurbished the cruise terminal, and so all of that, the refurbishing was trying to make sure that the cruises have a great experience. But because we've got a year under our belt now, I think it's time for us to engage in how do we partner more closely with Carnival going forward, and that's why we started the conversation on how do we take advantage or how do we partner with each other to have better amenities for maybe their cruisers or better attractions for them to participate in, such as the duck boats, visiting the fort, visiting the battleship. And Carnival is interested in having that conversation with us. So if we can create some type of, I'll call it a universal Mobile ticket that the Carnival will sell to their cruisers, those will be people that are visiting our attractions that may otherwise just be getting in their car and leaving. So anyway, couldn't be more excited about what we accomplished yesterday, but I'm really more excited about what the future holds as we continue to build this relationship with Carnival. Another item is that tonight is a National Night Out, which is organized and hosted by the Mobile Police Department. It's actually from 5:30 p.m. to 9 p.m., and it's going to be at the Mobile Civic Center. Parking is free. This year, our community action groups, which everybody refers to as the CAGs, and next-door neighborhoods will come together in the arena of the Civic Center to get a close-up and personal look into public safety, network with law enforcement, watch live demonstrations, and visit interactive exhibits on display. Our speakers include Police Chief Lawrence Batiste, Assistant Chief Clay Godwin, and Public Safety Executive Director Jim Barber. The 620 Jazz Band opens up the pre-show at 5 p.m., followed by a prayer for peace and program beginning at 5:30. Door prizes will be given throughout the program. So I'm hoping all those who are interested in National Night Out will be there. On another note, I'd like to, at this point in time, to call on Jamie Green from Planning Next and let him give some remarks and educate us all on what Planning Next is doing.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, council members. My name is Jamie Green, and I'm my colleague Sarah Bongiorno here. We have the great good fortune to be working with your community on the Neighborhood Planning Toolkit. We also were involved in the Map for Mobile project, particularly in terms of the community engagement. It's the core of our work that we believe that people ought to have active say in their communities, and so the neighborhood planning piece is really important to us. We're pleased to be back here for that reason, but also pleased to be here because it feels like we're part of an effort to really move planning forward. Our profession, unfortunately, has a really good reputation of communities developing plans, but for a variety of reasons not moving them forward. But my understanding here, among many things, is that you're taking on the effort of revising your zoning code, you're working on a capital improvements programming process, and this neighborhood piece is all fundamental parts to moving a plan forward, but more importantly, moving your community forward. So Sarah and I want to give you an update on where we are in this process, what we've done so far, what we still have left to do, and then if you have any questions or comments for us, we'd love to have them. So first of all, I'd like to say that we've been working in terms of what this toolkit is, not just on our own. We've worked closely with your staff. Through your contacts, we've had 2 rounds of neighborhood leader meetings to sort of figure out what they need, what would be helpful to them. We also, back in March, did a survey, an online survey, where they could actually give us input about things that they might want to address in the neighborhoods. We're really clear in this work that you have a diverse set of neighborhoods, right? They're different conditions, different opportunities, and some of them are in the leaning forward positions on projects and things right now. They just don't know quite where to go with them. And then there's some that just aren't particularly organized. So there's a range of things we're trying to do. So the purpose of this toolkit is really to help encourage and empower neighborhoods to develop what they think is important to them. And so we're trying to give them the tools to do that, help them understand the expectations of how to collaborate with the city. And we had a great meeting last night where some of your neighborhood leaders suggested that we can leverage city resources. It's not just about asking the city what you can do for us, but what can we collaborate and bring together. And we also think that there's a great opportunity for you as you're making policy to understand maybe in a little bit more rational and structural way what some of your neighborhoods are looking for. So we think that that's what we're trying to do. And we also take very seriously the connection to Map for Mobile, and that's the context by which this work starts. So Sarah is going to talk a little bit about the deliverables that we're working on for your neighborhoods.
Great, thank you, Jamie. So the toolkit components, there's 3 products that we're working on. The first is we're calling the Quick Start Guide. This document will outline the process, and it'll be step-by-step for each neighborhood and how they develop a neighborhood planning group and how they develop a plan, and we walk them through the community engagement steps as required. and then how to get it approved through the process with the city. So that just outlines the entire process. And then to support that, we have two other handbooks we're calling. One is the Community Engagement Handbook. And this piece will outline outreach and community engagement expectations for each neighborhood. We think it's really important that the neighborhoods come together and work together to develop this and make a good faith effort to pull their neighborhoods together. This is not just one or two people off in their corner doing something, but that they are pulling the community together. So we're going to outline for them some outreach techniques, how to think about reaching out to different stakeholders in the neighborhood, and also some community engagement tactics. So some different types of meetings they might consider having if they want to conduct a workshop. How do you do that? What are the materials you need, and some activities that they can do? And so it's really a guidebook for them to reach out to their neighbors. And then also supporting the toolkit will be what we're calling a project handbook. And I think this is more of a sort of educational component. We got some good feedback last night from some of the neighborhood leaders about organizing in a way that if a particular need comes up in a neighborhood, such as flooding, that then they can go to that and say, oh, maybe we can put some rain gardens in some certain areas or do some stuff in our neighborhood to kind of combat that. Maybe a neighborhood really doesn't have any community building events per se, and they want to bring their community together more. So here are some ideas on how to pull people together. So that's an educational manual that could help support. Maybe it helps articulate for them some of the action steps that they might want to do to address some of the needs that they outline in their plan. Some objectives of the toolkit in general, Jamie went over this a little bit, but what can the neighborhoods expect from the city? I think we want to clarify that clearly in the toolkit, and also what is the expectation of the neighborhoods as they conduct this plan for themselves. That it's flexible. We understand that there's a lot of neighborhoods at different points. Some already have plans, some are just starting the process. So we want to make sure that it's prescriptive to a point, but also flexible so people can engage with it as they need to. But that it creates consistency, so the number of elements in the plan will have templates, very easy to use. Download the template, fill in, drop in the information so that no matter where they're coming from or their background, they should be able to engage. And that goes along the line of being user-friendly. So we see this as having a web presence. People can go online, download it, but also can exist as a hard copy printed out that people can utilize.
Great. So where we are in the process is we've started to mock up what these toolkits look like. We're trying to make them easily accessible, graphic, so it's you can capture what the process looks like. Our thoughts are right now that our work is to be finished up this fall, but we'd be in a position in early 2018 to begin piloting the first neighborhood planning projects. We are thinking about this and piloting and demonstrating because you've not done that here, so we're really clear about we're going to execute the pilots, evaluate those, and then make adjustments to that work as needed. So that is sort of where we are right now. I would just, in closing, just like to share that we believe this work that you're doing in the neighborhoods is fundamentally important, that the neighborhoods are the building block of a great city. And so you've got to sort of nourish and nurture those. One of the things that we heard last night pretty powerfully, we had came to the meeting thinking that folks were thinking more about projects, but much of the conversation was what are we doing to strengthen our social fabric in the neighborhoods? Because it's one thing to sort of think about doing a project or bringing people together, but how do we bind ourselves together that we're all in this together? And so some folks are already doing these things, block parties, barbecues, fish fries, Thirsty Thursdays and Wine Wednesdays, like that's the neighborhood I probably would go to, but there's really some good work going on, and it's really just fundamental. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the Gallup organization's Well-Being Index. There are 5 things that they look at in terms of our individual well-being, like what's our personal health like, what do we feel about our security and safety. One of the 5 elements that is an indicator of how we feel about well-being is how we feel about where we live in our community. So the work of the neighborhood planning effort, the Map for Mobile, are all about trying to make the community better, in part so we feel better. And that pride and sense of well-being, I think, makes a great community too. So we're really glad to be part of this effort. So I will stop right now, and if there are any questions or comments, we'd be glad to take them.
Are there any questions?
I don't have
Mrs.
a question, but I just want to applaud these efforts exponentially coming from the understanding how important our neighborhoods are. You know, that's the one fabric that weaves us totally together, where we lay our head down.
Okay.
So last night's meeting, I know I tried to get the word out to residents in District 6 that are the leaders. I hope they took you up on being there. I have no idea. I really didn't get back with them to find out how it went.
Yeah.
But I'm so encouraged to hear that we'll have this resource. And so I thank you very much and look forward to that continuing and actually really growing from the base up.
Great.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Anyone else?
Yes.
Mr. Richardson?
Madam President, we have given some thought to the citizens in our community who holds a negative attitude toward the city. You know, we have citizens out there that just put the city down. No matter what we do,
Right.
put the city down. So, in your work in these neighborhoods, at your exit interview, could you address some of that to talk about what things you believe we need to do to help the citizens to develop a positive attitude about where they live in the city that they live in? And I contrast this with New Orleans. It doesn't matter whether they win or lose the football game. They are for New Orleans.
Yeah, right.
Where it doesn't matter what we do, we have citizens always pointing at some other place.
Right,
And some never even been there.
right.
But they're still pointing at you know, it's nothing here. It's just, I think because they just don't know what's here.
Right, right.
So is that something that you can look at?
I think it is, and I think that the process itself, right, can help address that. I mean, people knowing that the city cares, the city leadership cares about them and the neighborhood, I think goes a long way in how you feel about the place. I think the conversations that we've had with the neighborhood leaders, it is really from those that have been engaged, has been from an asset orientation as opposed to a problem. They see the assets, they want to make them better. So I think, as I mentioned earlier, I was a little bit taken back last night in the conversation by just how important those leaders who came recognized that being together, right, and the social fabric was really important to them. So I think indirectly, that's really an important part of this. I think to the extent that you celebrate the successes that you have. You know, Map for Mobile has a recommendation in the implementation that there ought to be an annual report. And that annual report, as far as I'm concerned, should be a celebratory tone as opposed to an apologetic tone. So I think celebrating any chance you get, Carnival cruise ship, I mean, anything you can do to sort of celebrate success, I think goes a long way in helping giving reasons for people to be more prideful in their community.
Gotcha. Celebrate success. I like that. Celebrate Mobile. You know, we have that.
We have that.
Yes.
Anyone else? Thank you so much. We appreciate it and look forward to hearing back from you when you finish all of your work here.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Madam President?
Yes, sir,
I was
Mr.
going to
Mayor.
let Ms. Anton know that at about 11:15, I'm going to have to leave in case she wanted to see me. Thank you, Ms. Anton.
I'd like to call Doris Moody.
That's actually me.
Yes.
Good morning, Council and Mayor Stimson. My brother-in-law, by the way, Major General Michael Diamond, said to give you his regards. So I had to do that right off the top. It's kind of like, hi, Mom. So anyway, I'm Doris Moody. I'm from the Laura Crandall Brown Foundation, and we're actually in Birmingham, Alabama. But we work very hard. One of our missions is awareness. Research, awareness, and support. On the research side, we're trying to find an early detection test for ovarian cancer. And we have with us today a representative of Mitchell Cancer Institute, which is our first grant that we gave many years ago, $50,000 to help them with an early detection test. So I called on Mitchell Cancer Institute for this event today because I wanted a local GYN cancer survivor to be here to accept this proclamation. And again, part of our mission is awareness. And awareness is so key to early detection. There is no test for ovarian cancer. The Pap smear only covers cervical cancers. There are 5 different types of GYN cancers. So we need for everybody to know the symptoms of GYN cancer. They're very similar regardless of which cancer you are diagnosed with. We need early detection to have a chance for survival. So the initiative is called A State of Teal, and this is our poster that we post around the state. We have lightings across the state. The state capitol building will be lit up in teal on the weekend of September 8th, and that's where it started in 2012 when the state capitol building was lit up. And we've gone in Montgomery, Birmingham, we have the BJCC lit up, the Wall of Water, if you've ever been there to the theater, they light that up in teal. City Hall, the county courthouse is lit up, and all different sub-communities across the Birmingham area and across the state. So we work with support groups around the state to come in, to these meetings, but I drove down from Birmingham because I was so thrilled to have this proclamation issued, and I thank Lisa for her help in making this happen. I want to introduce Claire Moran.
Doris, since I've got the proclamation, let me go ahead and do that and we'll bring her down.
Okay, great.
Since Doris is here, we do have a proclamation, and then we'll bring down.
Okay.
Okay. The Laura Crandall Brown Foundation is sponsoring a State of Teal lighting and awareness campaign to raise awareness of all gynecologic cancers throughout the state of Alabama during September. And whereas gynecologic or GYN cancers are among the leading cancer killers of women in the United States, and more than 98,000 women will be diagnosed and more than 30,000 women will die from these diseases this year. And whereas the absence that they will leave in our hearts will be deeply felt forever. And whereas the good health and well-being of women in our state and the city of Mobile are enhanced by increased awareness of GYN cancers, their symptoms and treatments. And whereas it is also crucial that all women in Alabama and the city of Mobile take an active role in learning the symptoms and risk factors associated with GYN cancers, developing healthy habits, and undergoing regular medical examinations so that any occurrence of these diseases may be detected in their early treatable stages. And whereas we reflect upon the memory of those lost to these diseases, the bravery of those currently battling these diagnoses, and the need for increased awareness, for screening and research so that women of our state and our city might be spared from them in the future, and encourage all citizens to work together to raise awareness of GYN cancers. Now, therefore, we, the members of the Mobile City Council, do hereby proclaim September 2017 as Gynecologic Cancer Awareness Month in the city of Mobile, and we urge all of our citizens to join us to increase the awareness of GYN cancers, and do commend this observance to all of our citizens. So with that, we will present this proclamation. Bring her down.
Claire, you want to come down? Claire was diagnosed 3 months ago with ovarian cancer in stage 3C, and she is undergoing treatment and currently in remission right now.
So we are officially presenting the proclamation to Claire. So Claire, this is for you. And thank you, and we would just wish you all the best.
Oh, thank you.
Got some pictures behind you there, Madam President, somebody up here too.
Yeah.
Get everybody.
Doris, why don't you turn around so they can see everybody from the podium.
Got one to the left.
Got more coming, more cameras.
You want one more? Okay, let's turn around and do
Madam
one
President,
more.
more cameras coming. Make sure we capture this.
I'm going to present you with this magnet. You can put that on your car if you like, and we have some more of these signs and posters if you would like to post some of these throughout the courthouse area.
That would be great. And they're talking with the state to turn the Towers here in Mobile, teal, so
RSA building will be.
be looking for that.
Terrific.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much. We
Thank you
appreciate
so
your
much.
time.
Thank you.
Adoption of the agenda.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Appeals, we have requests for a waiver of the noise ordinance on August the 5th on Chin Street.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Public hearings today is the public hearing to rezone property at 5955 Airport Boulevard, 754 Linland Avenue, and 755 Pinemont Drive, southwest corner of Airport Boulevard and Linland Avenue, extending to the southeast corner of Airport Boulevard and Pinemont Drive from R1 and B2 to B1.
This is a public hearing. If there's anyone in the audience who would like to speak to this rezoning, please come to the podium. Okay. With that, then, the public hearing is closed.
Public hearing to determine if the structures at 2907 Frederick Street, 1011 Jesse Street, 1612 Marengo Drive, 6404 Biloxi Avenue, and 7416 4th Street are public nuisances and ordering them repaired or demolished.
Okay, this is a public hearing on a number of addresses. It's to determine if the structures are public nuisances and order them repaired or demolished. If there's anyone who would like to speak to any of these, come on down.
To the president.
Can you give your name and address for the record, please, ma'am?
My name is Lena Craig, and I was staying at 2907 Frederick Street, Mobile. But I am now staying at the Senior Citizen on Bay Show Road, 304 Bay Show. My apartment is 420 in Mobile, Alabama, 36607. I have a letter. They were telling me that I need to meet here today. But about 3 years ago, the lady said she had took it out record because somebody else was over the property. And it's been about 9 years ago, you know, since my place had got burned down. And, you know, I just really don't know what to do because she told me I didn't have to do anything. And, you know, but I still get letters.
Okay. I'm not sure of who you spoke to or what they were telling you about, but what this is just to determine if the structure is a nuisance and then order that it be repaired or demolished. So that's all we're doing now is declaring it. If you've got some specific questions about what your role is in all of this, David Doggenbach, who is sitting at the top, he's sitting right up there, David Way.
Okay.
He'll be more than happy to explain everything to you.
Okay.
Because if you want to make repairs, you have time. If you don't, then there are some options.
But they tells me that somebody else owned the property now.
I don't know anything about that, but David Doggenbach can explain everything to you about that.
Okay then, thank you.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Okay, anyone else in the audience who would like to speak to any of these properties? Okay, the public hearing is closed.
Presentation of petitions and other communications to the council. Kendra Haskins.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Kendra Haskins. I'm the Executive Director of Distinguished Young Women. We're located at 751 Government Street, just down a couple blocks away, and our zip code is 36602. And the reason why I'm here today is that you may be aware we just wrapped up our 60th National Finals, and I wanted to come and thank you all in the entire city of Mobile for your continued support of our program. We were so excited to celebrate our 60 years, and there was quite a lot to celebrate in 2017. We had over 415 local and state programs across the country with over 3,000 participants. We gave away $2.2 million in cash scholarship. We also made available $1.5 billion in college-granted scholarship opportunities from over 100 universities across the country, and had over 10,000 people who viewed the national finals, with many of them joining us here in Mobile for the festivities. But as exciting as those 2 weeks of national finals are, our program is more than that. Every participant now who takes part in our program gets our life skills workshops, which are interviewing, public speaking, and Be Your Best Self, which focuses on developing an individual's full potential. This program continues to be free at all levels so that any young woman can benefit from it. Plus, there are millions of dollars in college-granted scholarship opportunities that begin at that local level. That makes more scholarships available to more young women. You don't have to make it here to Mobile to truly be able to see the benefit of the program. In 2017, we also expanded the reach of our mission in our hometown by creating 2 new programs. The first is our Life Skills Academy, which is an outgrowth of the life skills workshops that we already offer. This is a half-day assembly that focuses on teaching crucial skills needed for success in college and career. It's offered to boys and girls who are juniors and seniors in Mobile County public high schools. The topics include how to write a resume, how to do a job interview, financial education, and college admissions. Plus, it includes a 30-minute mock interview for every participant, and then everyone walks away with a notebook of resources that they can take with them as they move on to after high school. Last semester, we presented this assembly at 4 high schools and reached over 500 students. And our goal is to present them to all 12 public high schools in Mobile County this year. And we already are scheduling with BC Rain, LaFleur, and Murphy to kick things off this semester. The second program that we created is our Spotlight Talent Showcase. Distinguished young women, we've recognized the importance of talent for decades and understand the personal and academic benefits that come from students participating in the performing arts. So this past spring, we created Spotlight, which is free, and it is a talent showcase for boys and girls in grades 1 through 12. The goal is to recognize youth who excel in the arts and also to encourage other students to participate in the arts. We had over 120 students participate in this first year, and as prizes, the 4 age group winners not only got to perform at our national finals at the Civic Center, but we also gave cash awards to their schools to help fund arts programming in their schools. With both these programs, we hope to reach even more Mobile residents in the coming year. Distinguished Young Women is about making a positive impact on youth across the country, but that starts here at home. So thank you again for your continued belief in our mission and your support of our program, which is making all of this possible. So thank you.
Thank you, Kendra, for coming. Terrific program, as always.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.
Irene Antone.
Ms. Antone?
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Ms. Antone.
Irene Antone, 2202 Clinton Street. I'm supposed to be the Good Shepherd of District 1 and Mobile.
What do you mean you're supposed to be?
Because I'm supposed to do a Good Shepherd report, and I could tell you all some stuff, but you don't want to hear it. And I found out that Keep Mobile Beautiful is closed. Why did they close it? I'm talking to you now. Why did they close it?
Was not aware that Keep Mobile Beautiful is closed.
Yes, it's closed.
Well, the center is.
You mean the recycling center?
No, I'm saying Keep Mobile Beautiful is closed.
Well, it's
Okay, well, I say this, I called 311. I also called Keep Mobile Beautiful to get the track schedules for the next thing, and they told me I had to, the system said I had to call the person, department and all that. It's not Keep Mobile Beautiful anymore, but now I know about the cycle and I know all that. And in addition to that, Carlos Chien Russell was assigned to Keep Mobile Beautiful December 1st, 15 from District 1, but she shouldn't be anywhere now. Now, getting down to what I'm supposed to be here for. I'm talking to you, because I can't talk to nobody else.
But we all hear you. Go ahead.
And I seriously, I am disappointed, really, about all of this stuff. We have signs on trees, signs on telegram posts, and I understand now, see, Keep Mobile Beautiful, I had a handbook, and it was $500 fine, but I found out that it's $25 now unless somebody in the city department catch them doing it, and then they would take them to court, and the judge it would go up to $500, you know, whatever. Okay. Signs are not allowed on trees and fertility posts. I have pictures where they have taken them off of some of those places because they could not, they had to be there if it was an individual putting it up to accuse them. But corporations, like they say, I'm a tree surgeon or something, they could get them in court because they are a company. Lost dogs and lost cats. My dog was lost, but I went and found him. I didn't put nothing on no post. I walked around in the community and whatever. And one other thing, a fine for any violation is $25 per sign. I said that. And if they have to go to court, that would be $500. And can I say something else to you? District 1, I have to say, I ain't saying nothing about y'all district and what y'all gonna do, but District 1 is what's happening.
It's where it's
Tell the
happening.
truth and shame your devil.
Well,
Well, it depends on what she means by it's happening.
Our council person, when he have meetings, he have people there with jobs. He have people there with jobs and everything else, and you would have to take it. Some grandmamas come, I won't take my son, my son gotta be there. And I mean, he have them there. I'm talking to you, okay? It's beautiful, we got our sidewalks, trying to get them all the way up to St. Stephen Road and all that. But we are doing something. We have a CAG meeting, sometimes it's at my church, and then other things. And he's the first one started the meetings like that. Now, anything y'all want to ask me?
No, ma'am.
What you shaking your head
I
for?
think we're good, Miss
Got a good
Antone.
report.
Say what now?
I'll find you a place in District 4 and keep that kind of
Exactly.
And district court?
4.
It's good to have you
4.
in this area.
District
Yeah.
4.
And Miss Antone, we did talk about signs on utility poles and trees and that sort of thing last week and this week.
Oh, you did?
David Doggenbaugh's department is going around now pulling them off because they are illegal. So he is doing his best to.
He helped me.
Yes,
He helped me.
yes. Okay. All
Okay.
right. Thank you, Miss Antone, as always.
Madam President,
Mr. Richardson?
for those people who may listen to us later on, if you notice that there are signs in the right of way on utility poles, dial 311, and then Mr. Dockenbach would get that, and they would know where to go.
And then when you dial 311, it's closed after 6 or something. It ain't open. no
7,
more.
after 7.
Sir?
That's after 7 o'clock.
Okay, and it's not?
Yeah, it says not 24/7 anymore.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Miss Antone.
Reggie Hill, and he is speaking to Resolution 21446.
Madam President, members of the council, citizens of Mobile, good morning. Reggie Hill, 200 Government Street. I just had a few questions about 21-446. Were there any other bids for this agenda item, and if so, how many were there?
Well, unfortunately, there is no one here from the administration unless, Diane, you have the answer to that.
The only thing I can do is I can get that information to you. There were other bids that did come in. I do not know how many, but we could get that information from City Engineering.
Okay, was the Thompson Engineering Incorporated, that was the lowest bidder?
This is a professional services contract. That it does not go by the same low bid law. It's not like a construction contract. It's a qualifications-based selection.
Okay.
So there was a set of criteria and a selection committee, just like there normally is with consulting engineering firms.
So the criteria being different, can that be accessible as well to get that information which determines?
It was with the RFQ when it went out, so yes, that's all public documents. That was on the website when it was posted.
Okay,
Yes,
and what was the funding source of this, and was this approved on the current, I'm sorry, addressing you, the current fiscal year budget?
It's within the budget, yes.
Okay, and we can receive the documentation of when that was approved as well?
Well, it was just in the budget. The funds were in the budget. This may have been a specific line item in engineering, I'm not aware, but it was in the engineering department's budget for this particular work.
Okay, and then with the awarding of the contract, I know that she was mentioning that there was a difference between certain biddings, particularly for this.
Diane was mentioning that this is a professional services contract, so that is done differently than other bids that we just put out for bid in an RFP.
Okay, and is the council able to tell when that was adopted as a procedure, or has that always been the procedure?
I am not aware of when anything like that was done. The question is, when was it adopted that we could put out RFPs or RFQs?
The state law.
I think it's just
state law.
Just state law, yeah. It's not anything that the council or the city had anything to do with adopting that type of procedure.
Okay, and then, so finally, just to confirm, who can I contact for the information on the criteria? Who determines which entity will be awarded the bid?
I think that's going to be Diane's department, yeah.
Okay, so I can just speak
Right.
with you after. Okay, thank you.
And one other thing, because I had questions about this particular contract, but this is an annual inspection that we have to do
Right.
to make sure the integrity of the bridges are
Well, absolutely.
in keeping.
And I wasn't refuting that. I just wanted to know had any other opportunities
Sure.
for contracting been in place for maybe a lower, price range for that. That's all. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Ordinance is held over. 57026, amend Article 8, Section 57 of the City Code to add new provisions for permitting wireless facilities and support structures in the right-of-way.
Yeah, we're gonna lay this over until, well, we're gonna have a committee meeting.
Excuse me, that's me.
It's a Tuesday after August 29th, what would that be? 'Cause we're gonna have a committee
September
meeting.
5th, I think, yes?
Yeah, we're gonna lay this over to September 5th.
All right. The motion is to lay this over until September 5th. Is there a second?
There is, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And then Mr. Richardson will announce the Public Services Committee
Yes.
meeting. Okay.
Resolutions held over. 21444, authorized contract with Cone for emergency elevator repairs, Mobile Police Headquarters.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
21445, authorized contract with Star Service of Mobile for Dearborn YMCA pool heater and draft hood replacement.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
21446, authorized contract with Thompson Engineering for citywide bridge inspection.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
21447, authorized contract with McElhaney Construction Company for Water Street Complete Streets Project concrete sidewalk.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
21448, authorized contract with Southern Actuarial Services Company for GASB 75 actuarial report for post-employment benefits.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
47449, assent to the vacation of an alley running between Mobile Street on the west and Highland Avenue on the east.
So move.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Ordinance is being introduced for the first time, 64026.
Motion for the suspension of the rules for immediate consideration of resolution ordinance 64026.
Second. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
64026, rezone property at 5955 Airport Boulevard, 754 Linland Avenue, and 755 Pinemont Drive from R1 and B2 to B1.
So move.
Second.
Discussion?
Yes.
Mrs. Rich?
If I could just talk briefly about this rezoning. This is actually a downzoning of the building from B2 to B1. It's the old Lazy Boy site, which has since been purchased from that particular corporation for Pulmonary and Associates, which is a physician's office. They needed additional parking, and this rezoning includes the two homes that are abutting, one on Linland and one on Pinemont, which will become additional parking, so therefore a parking lot. It includes an 8-foot privacy fence, which will then abut the residential home nearby. This particular site does not go back as far as the other B1 to the east. And having a B1 abut a residential is a lot better than a B2, which can have quite a lot of hours and a lot of noise and just the activity. When that building was put on the market, my phone rang a lot because of it being in the B2 zoning classification, and there was an application made by the owner at the time to make the two home lots into a B2, but it was not acceptable to the community and even to the planning staff who recommended denial. This one seems to be the best blend for the building and making sure that it has a reuse, but it's a 9 to 5 use. So I support this, and I know that the residents nearby will welcome this addition and appreciate the new owners taking it on as a B1. So again, I ask my colleagues to also support this initiative.
All right, thank you. Anyone else? Mr. Williams?
Madam President, thank you. I just want to point out that generally we do not vote on items that hit our agenda the first time. This saw multiple arrivals and discussions at the Planning Commission level, and so it has reached its maximum, I think, of public awareness. And everyone has had an opportunity to speak about it, and so it's for that reason that we have allowed this to go through today. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? All right, all in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Consent resolutions being introduced for the first time, 03470 through 01471.
Motion for the suspension of the rules for immediate consideration of resolution 03470 through
01471.
I understand you.
Do we also have 472?
Here we go. 01471.
All right. 21471.
No, 01471.
Yeah, that's what it just said.
01471.
All right.
Yes.
Second. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
03470, appoint Joseph Palmer to the Police Citizens Community Relations Advisory Council.
So move.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
21453 and 454, authorizing professional services contracts with Olga Harris and Tamara Watson for election specialist part-time for the City of Mobile Absentee Election Office.
So move.
So move. Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
37455, recommend approval to the ABC Board for issuance of a retail beer, table wine, off-premises only license for Say Quick Mart on Airport Boulevard.
So move.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
446, 457, 458, 459, and 460 are declaring the structures public nuisances and ordering them repaired or demolished.
So move.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
58, 461, 462, and 463 are assessing costs for removal of weeds, Group 1560, and repeat lien Group G8, and adding Archives Landscaping to the list of private contractors to abate properties declared public nuisances.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
01471, authorize an amendment to Resolution 01412, Project Development Agreement with Leaf River Group.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
CIP resolutions being introduced 21464 through 21472.
Motion for the suspension of the rules for immediate consideration of resolution 21464 through 21468.
Second.
472.
Yeah, 472 is on this one.
I don't, okay.
That's the
Are we taking
extension.
466? It's 100,000.
What?
Oh, that's under resolutions, okay.
Yeah, 472 is,
Oh, and 46, and 468, yes.
Yeah, so it's,
Okay.
Yeah.
21464, authorized contract with Hagan Fence Company of Mobile for Harmon Park fence improvements.
so moved.
Second.
discussion? All
Yes,
in
Madam
fa-
President.
Go ahead.
This will begin the process of revitalizing the playground area there at the Harmon Rec. We're expending about $450,000 in total in that area to upgrade the recreational amenities. And I'm appreciative of seeing so many agenda items. The next one is one dealing with Rickaby Park and the roof there. There's one further down that deals with security cameras with the Hope Community Center and the Thomas Sullivan Community Center. So I'm appreciative of seeing so many of my District 2 CIP recreational improvements on today's agenda.
All right, thank you. Anyone else? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
21465, authorized contract with Amerson Roofing for Rickaby Park Recreation Center re-roof.
So moved.
Discussion?
Yes, Madam President.
Go ahead.
This is Rickaby Park. We're re-roofing there. I want to let the residents who live in the Rickaby Park area know that it's the smallest community center in the district, but it's not left out. We're coming with amenities there in next year's budget, similar playground, similar amenities. You have not been forgotten in the Rickaby Park area, and we're starting by re-roofing your little community center. District 2 has the most community centers in the city of Mobile. So it's gonna take time, but we ask for your continued patience as we provide these amenities.
All right, thank you. Anyone else? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
21468, authorized contract with CRV Surveillance for security camera installations, Hope Community Center and Thomas Sullivan Community Center.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Yes, Madam President. I
Couldn't
wanna
you
let
have
the
just spoken
citizens-
to all three at once?
I want to let the citizens who live in the Tolmanville area over there by Thomas Sullivan Center know you've been asking for security cameras. You've been saying that you felt unsafe as you traveled and traversed back up to the community center. Security cameras are on the way. Same for the citizens who live in the Plateau community. I met with a contingent with Mayor Stimson last week concerning the security there at the Robert Hope Community Center. They wanted to know when cameras would be coming. Cameras are on the way.
All right, it is a good day in District 2.
Good day in District 2.
All right, anyone else?
Yes, Madam President.
Mr. Richardson?
I just want to say that the first community center in the city of Mobile is Dodge Community Center. And I'm proud to see that all these other council districts are following suit. But we had no community centers in the city of Mobile before Dodge. We had recreation centers, and they've all converted now to community centers, and I'm proud to see that, and I hope it keep growing. Just want to get that in.
All right, duly noted. All right, anyone else? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Resolutions being introduced for the first time, 21466 through 21472.
Those resolutions will live for 1 week by council rules.
Call for public hearings, 41469. Call for public hearing to consider an amendment to the Village of Spring Hill regulating plan to change the regulating sub-districts from neighborhood center and neighborhood general to neighborhood center for property located at 406 and 456 North McGregor Avenue and 3772 and 3774 Sheps Lane, northeast corner of North McGregor Avenue and Sheps Lane, scheduled August the 29th.
All right, so moved.
Second?
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Announcements.
One announcement before we move to the other council members. We will not be meeting on August 22nd. That is the election in the city of Mobile, so we will not meet on that day. We will meet on August 23rd, same time, 9 o'clock for pre-conference and then 10:30 for the council meeting. I'll start with Mr. Williams.
Thank you, Madam President. First of all, I was kind of hoping the mayor would be here today to hear that. It seems by the time we get to our comments, everybody's kind of there. But I know that everybody hears it, and there was some surprise of my comment last week in applauding the efforts of the 10th floor to hear the things that generally are sent straight to council members. And right now, I don't know that it's ever worked better in 10 years of us being able to take a resident comment. It's not a District 4 comment. It's not a favor to the council member. It is bringing to the point of execution those issues that have been raised by the residents. And right now, the response is just incredible, whether or not it's David Davenbaugh or if it's Bill Harkins. We're responding, and I think the residents recognize that. And I know that more people have told me that they're just extremely pleased about the response time. We still got some things to do, and we'll always will, but it's a better place. I would ask the administration to work with me in persuading Alabama Power, who will sell spaces on a utility pole to anyone who qualifies with any kind of media. But we have a real need for the ability of communities to use those poles with the help of Alabama Power to secure their neighborhoods. The use of cameras all throughout Mobile with regard to public properties is already been, I think, well communicated, that our police department can just about find anybody anywhere in the city with somebody's camera. It's all tied in. So why are we limiting just to the open streets? Why aren't we going into the neighborhoods? And why can't Alabama Power help us? I asked them, and they said, no, it's against our policy. Oh, no, we only do that on active investigations and when we're ordered to by the courts. And I've asked them to reconsider that policy, and I hope that the administration will join me in that effort, because I think that we have an opportunity now with technology to put cameras on strategic poles and know who was in that community at the time that crime or that act was committed. And it certainly would help our guys that are stretched thin in some cases to find people who are in someone else's neighborhood or even in their own doing what is not right. This was brought to me by a community of Crestview community on Highway 90. They've done all they can do without the help of Alabama Power, and now they're just simply asking for a couple strategic poles, and I just think that it'd be a great idea to look at it throughout our city. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you.
Madam President,
Mr. Richardson?
I want to just speak on that. I support what Councilman Williams is saying. When I was in London last year, I had an opportunity to visit Scotland Yard. London is among the most safest cities in the world, and it is so because of cameras. There's nothing going on in London that they don't run behind you. They want to find out where did it happen. They hit the button and they can look at what happened at that particular location. And we've been derelicting that. I've been advocating that. When I came back from London, I announced that we need to put more cameras. There's no need of us keep talking about that we have drug-infested neighborhoods when we can see the drug dealer. We can look at the drug dealer. There's no need of us doing that unless we don't want to catch them. Put them on the camera and go and get them. It's nothing we can't see. We can see. So I agree with Councilman Williams 100%, especially in what we consider to be troubled neighborhoods, that over and over, week after week, we are having problems in those neighborhoods. We need to install cameras so we can know what's going on and put an end to this foolishness. I support that 100%. That's why we have GPS. It's global positioning. Satellite. We can find out where you are all over the world. It's global. It's a global positioning satellite that we can know. That's how we went over there and got what the man, not Saddam Hussein, the other one. We went over there and found out what house Osama bin Laden. We used GPS. We found out what country he was in, what city he was in, what street he was in, what house he was in, and what room in the house he was in. GPS. So, what do you know where the crack dealers are? We can't find. We just can't look them up. We can too. We have the technology to look up anybody we want to look up. But I support that, John.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Small?
Thank you, Madam President. Greetings to the citizens of District 3. On this coming Friday, August the 4th, at the St. Andrew Episcopal Church, located at 1854 Staples Road off of Dolphin Island Parkway, from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m., there will be a spaghetti dinner fundraiser. This fundraiser will benefit the neighborhood itself, of course, with the church, along with other organizations throughout the community. It's an eat-in or take-out at $7 a piece. It's all homemade desserts, as well as you have the choice of spaghettis or lasagna. Again, this will take place this coming Friday, August the 4th, at the St. Andrew Episcopal Church from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Also, this coming Sunday will be the 5th annual Back to School Rally for District 3. This will take place at the Pleasant Valley Shopping Center, which is located at Pleasant Valley Road and also Government Boulevard at 3 o'clock p.m. There will be plenty of food, school supplies, fun, and games. Sponsors will be the City of Mobile, of course with District 3, the Port City Second Liners, Uniform of Us, and many other organizations. Again, inviting all the citizens in District 3 for this family fun event that will take place this coming Sunday at 3 o'clock p.m. at the Pleasant Valley Shopping Center, located on Government Boulevard at the corner of Pleasant Valley Road. And also on Saturday, August the 19th, St. Andrew Episcopal Church will be passing out free beans and also rice. No question asked, just show up and they will pass it to you. And remember that District 3 is a place where things are happening. Thank you, Madam President.
All right, and Mrs. Rich?
Thank you very much. I would just like to say that the new playground has been very well received at Medal of Honor Park, and it's getting lots of use. I hope that people who have parties in the gazebo will be sure when they are done with their streamers, balloons, wrapping paper, plates, and napkins to please put them in the trash cans that are right outside of the gazebo area. And also for people that are taking in bottles or candies and stuff into the playground area, if they will remove their bottles and wrappers. We are trying to see about getting garbage cans inside, but for the most part, the garbage cans are on the outside. So please look at your surroundings and clean up after yourselves so that the playground stays in the great condition that you saw when you got there. So thank you.
All right, thank you. Mr. Richardson?
Yes, ma'am. Madam President, I would like to start off by announcing that the District 1 Midtown Community Meeting will be held on Thursday, August the 31st at the Ashland Place United Methodist Church, starting at 6 p.m. We have lots of good things that we want to talk about at that meeting. We want to talk about the upcoming CIP projects that's coming to Midtown. We want to talk about Publix. We're going to talk about sidewalks, drainage, new businesses. In fact, we could turn this into a revival while we are there. But we intend to have just a great meeting for the residents in Midtown. It's all positive, all good things going on. I would like to announce for the citizens, on Old Government Street that really either this week or next week, your street ought to be resurfaced. It's coming down. The contract is coming on down, and I've been informed that in the next week, hopefully this week, if not, I believe it'll be next week, that Old Government Street will be resurfaced. And for the people in Trinity Gardens, Main Street, we have voted on the contract. It's a matter of time now before all of Main Street, starting at Pritchard Avenue all the way to I-65, will be resurfaced. I would like to announce that the Public Service Committee will be meeting on Thursday, August the 29th at 2 o'clock in the council conference room. And we'll be meeting on amending Article 8, Section 57 of the Mobile City Code to add a new provision for permitting wireless. Let me get my glasses. Okay. For wireless facilities and support structures in the city's right-of-way. This is something already is new. We had AT&T in part of Midtown on my street working on this, but this is going to be extended across the city of Mobile, and this is we're going to have a public hearing regarding allowing them and others to go in other parts of the city. So that meeting is going to be on August the 29th if you're interested in the council conference room starting at 2 p.m. Thank you, Madam President.
All right. Mr. Daves?
No comment.
All right. Couple of announcements from District 7. August 12th, we are holding a back-to-school bash at Hillsdale Recreation Center. One of the sponsors is the City of Mobile, and thanks to Greg Cyprian for all of his help at special events. We will have the pool open. There will be some kids' games, face painting, that sort of thing, and hot dogs. And then the movie will show at 4 o'clock. We will actually be in the gym for the movie, so we'll be nice and air-conditioned for the movie viewing. Again, that will be August 12th at the Hillsdale Recreation Center, a back-to-school bash with movie, swimming, kids' games, face painting, and all the good things that we hope all the children in the neighborhoods will enjoy. Also, the Pay-As-You-Go county program is in District 7. They have started resurfacing the Waverly neighborhood, which is just off Ziegler Boulevard, and so they will, I'm sure, be making quick work of the areas in District 7, but so happy to see the resurfacing work back in District 7. Again, this is thanks to the county's Pay-As-You-Go program, and as always, a big shout out to Commissioner Connie Hudson for making this all happen for us. And more sidewalk repairs and construction going on. Sidewalks have started on Lincoln Boulevard in the Mobile Terrace area. Residents there had asked me about putting some sidewalks in. We are putting them on Lincoln Boulevard leading up to the park, so we are getting started this year and we will finish in the next budget year. So really happy to see this work in District 7 and especially in Mobile Terrace. Anyone else? Well,
actually,
any other announcements? Mrs. Rich?
You reminded me when you talked about a movie, because there's one planned for Medal of Honor
right.
Park this week, and I think August 5th will be the time for the big screen to be out at the park. So come out and enjoy that free movie and bring your children. It's a children's type movie, so I hope everyone takes advantage of that as well.
All right.
Thanks.
Great. Anyone else? All right, with that, then we are adjourned.